Banji.
I just discovered that you can have Baja Blast, like a zero sugar version. And like, as I'm in the home stretch of bachelorette and wedding, and I'm like, nothing that I eat is delicious or fun. Like, this is really a bright spot in a dark place.
That's fair. I'm like on a health kick right now. And my thing is I can have Olipop, which is basically my version of no sugar Mountain Dew. It gets flat. Throw the drink out if it's flat. And I fucking found a hack. I have LaCroix sparkling water and I pour a little bit of that. Then I sandwich the flat root beer, Olipop root beer. And then I put a little bit more.
Beer? Is that a Midwestern thing? Do you say rut beer?
Wait, root beer? Oh, root beer.
Because you were like in a flow state and you were like, rut beer?
Wait, like, no. It's like roof.
Is that like a
rough.
Midwest thing?
Roof and rough. Root beer.
Yeah, and rough is insane. Do you say pop?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you call, okay, Jared, what do you call the place where you go to get your groceries?
A grocery store?
Okay, thank God you're normal. Jared calls it the market.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my God, are you
not in
Amish?
Europe.
That's adorable. I swear, Jami, this man has been transforming me into the woman that he wanted. I go to the gym now. I went to the gym today, Jami. I strength trained today and nobody had to tell me to.
But I feel like he's changing you into like a better woman. Like
he's changing me like objectively for the better, but he should have just like accepted me in the first place because I don't like who I've become. I'm very healthy now.
Well, are you putting in electrolytes in your drink in the morning?
Not in the morning, but when I'm hungover.
Okay, so he hasn't gotten you that far yet because I get it. You're like lifting weights without pressure. It's like self-motivated.
Of my own free will.
I know you, and I know that you were like vehemently against the gym.
I cried the other day because I got out of a rhythm and he was like, do you want to go to the gym with me? And I started crying. I was like, no. The answer's no. It's always no.
Can I say though, I'm like, because I have been like a person who works out and I go through these like periods where I'm really into it and really not. I've never been that bitch that like finds something she loves and is like now a gym girly. Like everything in my body is like, I can't believe that this is the rest of my life. Like if I want to be happy and not feel anxious, I have to just do this forever. But then the alternative is like you can not do anything and you can also feel like shit. So I'm like, cool. Does anyone have a better solution? And then I hear, well, is a GLP-1. And I'm like, well, I don't really think I'm a candidate for that either.
I completely get where you're coming from because I wish that it was easier. I wish that there was like an easy way to do it. It sounds like even like GLP-1s, it sounds like it's not that easy because you have to like stay on it forever. Everything you do is forever. Which is like the opposite, I think, of what we were saying last week. I think that's the hardest part for me, like transitioning from like I was talking about like when I turned 30, my metabolism shut off. Like it turned off. And I was always like really skinny. Never thought that I was. Thanks a lot, Tyra. I was always really skinny without trying. And now I just have like a regular ass average body. It's been such a weird journey of like the first 2 years of my 30s, which I guess I'm still in. The first like year and a half or whatever, I was like, I'm going to learn to love myself. I'm just going to learn like,
sorry, I don't mean it like that.
Like the second puberty thing. Like that shit's real.
That shit's
real. So I was like, I don't like going to the gym. I don't like eating healthy. And I'm going through second puberty. So I'm just going to learn to love myself. I'm going to learn how to just like accept my body for the place that it's at. And that worked for about a year until my body became unlovable to me. This is how I knew that it was time for something to change was this past December. I took like a random like fuck it trip to Paris for 4 days and I didn't want to take any pictures of myself. Like every picture that I took, I hated myself. And I was like, I am too young and I am too pretty to not want to take pictures of myself in Paris. And so that's how I knew. And I came home and I like went really hard in the gym. I lost like 12 pounds and so now I'm just trying to be like the most fit I'll ever be for my wedding in 3 months. And then after that, I'll be married so I can let myself go. That's the plan.
That's a good point because I'm like, I take pictures and videos of myself for a living. So like I already was so hyper aware of every single curve of my body and every single fucking minuscule angle, whether I turned like 1 degree more to the left. Like I knew what that shit looked like. When I went through the second puberty, that was a mind fuck because for me, like I was kind of in denial. Like it was not like an overnight thing. I think it was like slowing down. It became clear to me like I was like you, one of those people that could kind of eat whatever I wanted and maintain a pretty like low weight. And then all of a sudden I was like, I wasn't willing to give up that lifestyle. I wasn't willing to be like, wait, I can't eat whatever I want anymore. Like,
oh my God, the denial,
the
painful denial of like, there's no way this is happening to me. And that's why it's taken till this year for me to like start going to the gym, not against my will. The phrase like, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility is just kind of like the main thing that I play in my head of like, okay, it's like I didn't do anything for my body to like all of a sudden turn a 90-degree angle. At the end of the day, it's like either I want a certain result or I don't. And I have to do the hard work whether I like it or not. As opposed to our acting careers, at least exercise is a meritocracy.
Yeah. Everything has a cost, right? So I'm like, if I don't go to the gym, there's an emotional cost. If I do go to the gym, there's still an emotional cost. What's going to cost you more? And I want to be so honest because I'm like, I could easily see like this being seen as like a tone deaf conversation coming from 2 relatively like thin girls, right? And so,
did you just call me thin?
Shut up.
And that's what's wrong with us as millennial women.
Well, what's wrong with like, I mean, it's like everybody. I'm like with the GLP craze, I'm like, I'm not judging anybody that's on it. I just think it's really, I've seen a very stark difference in my feed on Instagram where I'm like, a lot of people are now having like looking a lot thinner. People are losing weight at a rapid rate. And again, like I don't ever want this to be misperceived, but I'm like, of course I'm going to be influenced by that because I'm a woman and I think being in a woman's body is hard and there is no perfect body if you're a woman because there's always some goal that we need to get to that we're not at.
I was thinking about this the other day too. I was like, ugh, there's like so many like beauty things that I like wish I felt comfortable participating in, like Botox and like da-da-da-da. This is where my being like a weird doomsday prepper uncle on the inside kind of works for me because I'm like, I don't ever want to do anything to myself that I can't maintain if I'm like without a lot of resources. And I don't know if it's because I used to be fucking poor as shit and like couldn't really afford anything. I don't know if it's because I truly like am a doomsday prepper uncle who's like, someday I'm going to end up in the woods without resources.
I feel like it's a mix of both. It's definitely a mix of both knowing you.
I try to like force myself to most of the time not wear makeup. And now I feel like beautiful without it. I just don't want to like be reliant upon anything to like feel beautiful. So that's why I'm very cautious about like what I do introduce because a lot of times like I just know myself. There's no going back, you know?
Yeah, I think we have different perspectives on this just because I've gotten the plastic surgery. I've injected my face with like literally everything there is to inject yourself with at this point, except for salmon sperm or whatever. I have not done that.
I am interested in Kybella.
Okay, you know what? I haven't done that. I haven't done that.
Well, if you do it, let me know your experience.
No, for sure. I mean, here's my thing. I feel like I've gotten a good amount of work done and I don't look at myself and think like, wow, I look like I have a lot of work done or I've overdone it. I feel like there's a fine line. I have too much anxiety and OCD to ever really go too far with it. I'm fine with relying on enhancements to feel beautiful. However, I think I have a different relationship to it because I started with influencing when I was 22 and like by the time I was 24, I was already getting all of that stuff for free. Those collabs are some of the easiest to lock down in terms of like just getting free skincare, free Botox. I'm not sure if I'm honest that I've paid for Botox once or twice, but I get it very regularly. So I do think that it becomes less novel when it's always sort of offered as this free thing. If
it's always available.
Yeah, it's never
that's super interesting.
Yeah, it's never a resource I'm afraid of losing. That's part
like
of it.
I didn't know that
because it is expensive. And so if I wasn't an influencer, if I wasn't posting my experience, and I knew that I had to reserve money for that every month, I would hold off probably.
That makes me wonder like how many girls who are like getting into influencing, or just like content creation, like how much stuff people have done that they wouldn't normally have done because it's free. The social psychology research on all of this stuff, like in a decade, is going to be so interesting.
For sure. I would not have gotten Botox and filler at 24 if it wasn't free.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what my mom said to me in Target?
We're moving on. Moving
on. She wanted a new purse. She's so cute. We're in Target. I'm looking for a purse for this woman. I'm like scrolling. I'm scrolling through the aisles. And
That's so scary. Bro, that's so scary.
language is ever evolving.
I am scrolling through. I'm deleting things out of my cart as I'm going.
Language is fluid. And out of nowhere, I'm like, oh, what about this one? And my mom goes, I just feel like your acting career is about to take off.
Oh. Mother?
I'm like holding like this like little purse. I was like, huh? And she's like, I don't know. And mind you, like, just for backstory, like, my mom is incredibly religious, spiritual, and I am no longer religious. And she doesn't know that.
Yeah, okay.
No, she does not know. I feel like I'm like in the closet of Christianity of like, I can't tell my mom that I'm not anymore because she will not be able to handle it. And it was funny because she was like, oh, you're starting a podcast with Jami. I love that. Can I listen? I was like, no, you can't actually. I was like, no. I was like, you're actually not the target audience.
A brutal way to find out like this, like a really serious truth about your daughter. Like your mom's so religious that I'm like, the fact that she did say that your acting career is about to take off, I actually a little bit believe that Jesus came down and talked to her.
She had the same thought. I was like, what did God tell you? What does he know?
You're like, I'll believe in God again if this is what he's saying to you. Because like, well, I was literally on the phone with God this morning. You're like, oh.
And he was talking about me?
Stop. That's so crazy. I blocked him.
About my acting career. I blocked him, so I don't know what he said, but like I love that he's still communicating. Mm-hmm. She's like, I don't know. She's like, I feel like you're just around the corner. Which leads me to, I've been just around the corner for a decade. I was just like, oh, okay. Well, here's the thing. How long is this goddamn block? Because I've been around the corner since I was 21. And
yeah, you're like, oh, wait. So if that was the thing that God said to you, toss it. Like what?
I hate to break it to you, but he's telling you the same stuff that he used to tell me. God, if you're listening, I love that intel.
Right.
Would love for that to be true.
Here's the thing. The difference between you and I is so little in terms of like the Christian guilt and the OCD part. Like, I love that there's just like this disclaimer, like, okay, but God, if you're listening, I still believe you have the power to kill me if you really wanted to. So I don't hate you. Like,
Jami, I get so religious on planes.
But like, where did we learn? Exactly. I have OCD on planes. We're both sluts for certainty. But like, where did we learn that the God that we're praying to is the same God that's going to want to kill us if we don't do things perfectly? Like, what?
Church. I can tell you exactly where I learned that.
Not to brag, but like, I'm Jewish. I did this to myself. I don't even have anyone to blame.
It's so funny because Jared's Jewish too, and I'll tell him about just like the ideology that I grew up with, and he's like, what the fuck did they tell you as a child? I was like, yeah. You haven't been moving through the world in fear of hell? What do you mean?
Here's the thing.
Wait, do you guys not have hell?
I don't think so. Like, hell was not this thing of like, you fuck up, you go to hell. Like, it wasn't, it was my own brain would say that to me, not necessarily hell. Be like, if you don't
was I Christian or did I just have OCD?
No. And that could be a series of its own. It wasn't even like, oh, you're gonna go to hell. Like you guys were a lot nicer with it. You were like, if you fuck up, like in the afterlife, we're gonna punish you. My brain was like, in this life, we will kill you, and you will go to the afterlife sooner than you ever fucking thought, bitch. I think it's so interesting because I used to explain my OCD the same way that you sort of describe your God, which is like, or at least the Christian God that you've now ghosted.
Like my ex God.
Yeah, your ex-boyfriend.
I don't want to talk about my ex.
Yeah, no. We'll go more in depth with this one day if Brittany ever wants to. But
maybe.
Obviously, as you can tell, like Brittany left the church and I went to OCD recovery. Very similar.
Obviously, Brittany left the church.
Yeah, very similar journeys. But like I used to describe my OCD as like, I felt like I was talking to a genie in a bottle. And if I didn't make those 3 wishes perfectly, if I didn't like explain exactly what I wanted, if I was misunderstood, then this genie was going to grant me the worst version of my wish. And I find it so interesting that the place that we go for safety, a lot of times religion, is like almost weaponized against you to be that thing you're afraid of. Is
almost. Yeah, no, they know exactly what they're doing. They're like, hey, this is a threat, by the way.
So that's why you're a doomsday prepper. Anyway.
Damn, I never thought about that.
Oh,
no, I'm a
you don't think
doomsday prepper. Anyway, we'll move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Okay.
I was thinking about this concept of hidden momentum that I like really want to talk about.
Yeah, talk to me. Talk to me.
Being an actor is one of those things where if you aren't actively working, nobody fucking thinks that you're still doing it. Like as soon as I moved back to SAC, one of my really good friends, like not just a stranger, like a really good friend of mine who like knows my life is like, oh, hey, are you still doing those like audition things?
Bro, my dad said that to me last weekend. He was like, have you had auditions recently? Or are you like still doing that anymore? And I go, oh my God. Like, I was like,
I literally said, I was like, oh, you mean that thing that I've spent the last decade of my life committing myself to? My career, do I still have? Yeah.
yeah, I'm still chasing that thing.
Yeah. It's like, it's not like I turn it on or off. Like, it's harmless, but
It's a harmless assumption that you're having towards the arguably most sensitive population of people.
there's so much stuff that is like a nugget of hope that we get that like keeps us going. Like for
Yeah.
example, sure, like if your IMDb or your resume shows that you like haven't booked for like 2 years or whatever, but then like every couple of months you're getting auditions from the same casting director, it's like I am getting somewhere. Like, I feel like living in LA, like everyone got it, you know? It's like everyone is doing it. So everyone knows that the way that it looks from the outside is not what's actually happening. There's so much like hidden momentum. I've network tested a couple of times, which is the greatest like accomplishment of my acting career. But I have to like literally explain that to like my friends.
Yeah.
Like
you don't,
they're like,
yeah.
what's a network test? And I'm like, it's only the greatest day of my life.
Yeah. I think it's interesting too because I have seen other people pop off and be labeled as a quote unquote overnight success. I've talked to Natalie Linez about this all the time because she'll say like 10 years later and I was an overnight success. And I'm like, yeah, there's so much work that happens behind the scenes. I think like in a lot of careers, unless you really know like the ins and outs of it. But like, for example, Mika Abdallah, like the Allie in Off Campus.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. She's all over my For You page.
Also, do you remember when I told you about Josh Houston like 2 years ago? And I was like, Jami, I'm obsessed with this man.
Yes. Oh, was he in it?
Jesus Christ. But yes, him and her are now like rumored or like not
To
even rumored. They're
lead
dating.
season 2. Okay. Oh,
Jamie.
they're dating.
They're dating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, good because he needed to be off the market. Free Jared.
He needed
Anyway,
to be.
like, yeah, just kidding. I remember I auditioned for the show or movie called Sex Appeal that she led. It's so funny because her name had been on my radar. Like, I think like in my eyes, I was like, oh, she's already successful. But then I had to think about it in terms of like, oh no, all of these other people that are just seeing Off Campus might be seeing her for the first time. So you don't know, like you just don't know how much is going on in someone's life. And I think that's what makes it sometimes so hard. Like I met Kevin's entire family, by the way, hard launched my boyfriend finally. He's
Congratulations.
live. Thank you. So it was his sister's wedding in Iowa. Kevin is just such a dad. Sometimes like I call him a dad with no kids. Like sometimes when strollers are passing, I'm like, you're staring too much. Like stop it.
Stop. That's so cute.
Yeah, if he sees a baby, like you know how like usually the girl is like, I'm like, I do that with dogs, but like he will see a baby, he'll be like, oh my God. And I'm like, okay.
Kevin, you're lactating.
Yeah, literally. His family, like we were filming a video and he was like, yeah, we're hard launching today. Before I posted, he's like, are we cleared for launch? I'm like, yeah, we're cleared for launch.
That's such a good straight white man quote.
I know.
Wait, remember I proposed the segment straight white man quote of the week?
That's it. That's mine. Cleared for launch.
Okay, I have a really good one.
Okay.
So my straight white man quote of the week is Jared was he's very in support of our podcast. And he was like, oh my gosh, you should have segments. Like, what's that one segment of that podcast that you like? Not So Fast, Baby. And I was like, do you mean Las Culturistas? I don't think so, honey. Not so fast, baby.
That's past the dad quote. Like he went
past
mom
dad
territory.
quote. He did it twice because he was like,
I'm sure
then
he did.
What's that other podcast? Who's Your Daddy? Daddy Time?
Not daddy time.
Do you mean call her daddy?
Who's Your Daddy is. Yeah, no, I can't.
Daddy Time? Should never
fine.
be a podcast.
Daddy time is terrifying. I'll give you one more because this one needs to be documented. Lulu, obviously my sweet baby rescue. When I picked her up from the shelter, her ears were some fuck ass ears, okay? And we did have to get one of them completely removed. So she's one-eared woo-woo. So he was babysitting her while I was out of town. They were at the dog park and somebody was like, what happened to her ears? And he said, oh, I got hungry. So I just ate one of them. Yeah. He got, No.
So he's a father.
Father without children. Yeah.
He's a father of 4.
Yeah. He's
fighting for his life in a Costco. That was the most dad joke I've ever. And Midwestern as fuck.
So Midwest. I mean, this is where I have to remember he's like from Iowa, you know? But anyway, so I was introducing myself to his family. And sometimes like, this has always been just like an area of struggle, especially like if you're any type of creative in the middle of like chasing your dreams, whatever. There's not as many credits to like prove for it. So when people ask me like, oh, what do you do for a living? And I say, I'm an influencer and an actor. I think sometimes I'm so aware of myself saying it, but I'm also aware of like there is power in just saying it and like not immediately following it up with like an explanation, you know?
Period. That's so real.
But it's hard because I'm like, I haven't booked in a minute since I moved to Chicago. I kind of lost a little bit of momentum that I promised myself I wouldn't lose.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't think that you did. Like, we spent the first year of you living in Chicago writing a pilot. Like, you are still auditioning and getting great feedback. Like, just because we moved to the suburbs doesn't mean we lost momentum. Like, the momentum is inside of you. I call it my Marty Supreme demon. Did you see?
Stop. I never
Did you see
saw
Marty
it.
Supreme?
No, I need to see it.
You need to take like a beta blocker before you watch it because your anxiety will be through the roof.
Yeah.
But you should
wanna
watch
do that.
it. And like, I don't really give a shit what anybody says about it. I watched it twice in theaters. It was so impactful for me because I was like, as a creative person pursuing a dream, like this is the only movie I've ever seen that deeply depicts that feeling of like, I will do whatever I need to do to make this thing happen. I will. And like the high intensity of it felt so like perfectly descriptive of like that like motor that like we both have going inside of us at all times, where it's just like, we're never chill. It's always like, okay, what can I do for my career today? And like just the intensity with which this dude is like going after his dreams. I'm like, he just like by any means possible. Say what you will about that movie, but I just felt so seen.
Dude, I do remember being insecure in class one time because there were like 3 other brunette, beautiful girls that I was immediately intimidated by. One of them was saying that they're like, oh yeah, if a role required me to shave my head, I would shave my head in a heartbeat. And I was like, yeah, I wouldn't. I just remember being like I felt ashamed that I wasn't willing to cross my own boundaries. And even me moving to Chicago, you moving to Sacramento, it kind of does show that you're no longer in that period of your 20s where you're like, in order to make it, like I have to be this like starving artist who kills herself to do the thing. I'm like, I just am so over that.
Also, we are in a post-pandemic world. There is no... Okay. I'm like trying to censor myself. I got very lucky and I got a full-time job working from home that doesn't make me hate my life. I know that that's not everybody's like reality, but what it does tell me is that in a post-pandemic world, in the age of self-tapes and in the age of like jobs being hybrid remote or fully remote, like you do not need to be a starving artist anymore. You don't.
I agree.
The reason why I was a starving fucking artist was because I had 3 jobs that paid me just enough to keep my head above water. But it's because I had to be able to like call out for the day to like go do a fucking commercial audition in Santa Monica from Burbank. Like that is not really the case anymore. You don't have to be this like starving artist putting your own like well-being in jeopardy to pursue your dreams, because that is simply not the case anymore. Like we're not in that era anymore.
I think that was a great, honestly, beautiful way of putting it. I think what made it a starving artist was like that you couldn't do both at the same time, and now you can.
I know people where it's hard for them to get out of this mindset of like, well, if I get a real job, I'm giving up on my dreams. And it's like, that's just not where we're at as a society anymore.
Even when we're talking about momentum and like killing yourself in order to feel like you want it enough, Anytime I go through ebb and flow, it feels the same as like, oh, okay, like everything's gone. I've given it up. Same with like working out, bringing it back to like the beginning of this conversation. It's like I've gotten in so many ebbs and I'm like, great. So my entire progress, it's all lost. And I'm like, literally, I would feel that in dating too. Like I mean, I could go on a fucking diatribe about the parallels between like acting.
You love
and
diatribe.
dating. I do. I mean, I really think acting and dating are like, they're so similar. A lot of times you hear people say all you need is one with both things. Honestly, I feel like part of my 30-year-old crash out was feeling like, holy fuck, the one hasn't arrived in multiple areas of my life.
And it was a crash out for the 30th episode. Just to remind the listener.
Just to remind the listener to come back for episode 30 because that's a whirlwind.
You will hear the story of Jami's 30th birthday crash out, and it's a doozy.
But like I think about like even the guy that was ghosting me right before my 30th birthday. Mm-hmm. Let's say that was the show that I really wanted to book and somebody else got it. Thank fucking God, because let me tell you right now, that show would have ruined my career. I think about that often where I'm just like, thank God a lot of the things that I wanted did not work out. And now, yeah.
I just want to say that every show that I've ever come really, really close to booking and then it broke my heart when I didn't get it, they've all flopped. So
Has Sex Lives flopped?
Okay, that's the only one that didn't flop, Jami.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not to talk about that.
But all the other ones?
But all the other ones, like dead and gone, didn't even get picked up for like a season 2 or season 1. So
no, like literally didn't get picked up for season 2. So I'm like, it sounds like you guys are making bad choices.
Sounds like you needed a different lead.
We are really setting up my limit of the week. Okay, I have a question for you, and then we can get into limit of the week.
Go.
Okay, you know how people are always like, oh, like people always told me that I wouldn't make it. People would always tell me that like this would never happen for me and I'm proving them wrong. Did anybody ever tell you that you wouldn't make it? Because everyone in my life believed in me and I'm actually actively letting them down.
My God, I'm obsessed with that hot take. And maybe this is why we get along so well and our friendship is just making sense to me for the first time ever in a way that I've never thought about before.
People believed in us.
I like to say, I've told people this, my parents, when I told them I wanted to be, because when I first got really started like playing with my creative juices, I was singing, playing guitar, writing songs. I wanted to be a pop star. Okay. Like it was not acting. It was, I wanted to be a pop star.
Same.
Telling my parents that I wanted to be a pop star was like telling any normal set of parents that I wanted to go to med school.
Like my mom, I don't really know. I genuinely just like don't know why. But like she always believed in me all the time. And it was like, I used to put on like concerts and I would turn on Ashley Simpson on my boombox and I would charge tickets and she would like buy the tickets to come to my concert and I'd like perform when I was like 8. And then I did like my first like talent show and she like choreographed the dance. And like, that was my first time like being on stage by myself. And I was like, I want to do this forever.
Obsessed.
She was so supportive of my dreams to the point where like when I moved to LA the first time, moved to LA, got really depressed, came back, moved to LA, got really depressed, came back. But yeah, I mean, first time.
rite of passage,
yeah,
right?
It's just my thing. The first time that I moved to LA, she literally paid most of my rent for like the time that I was there so that I didn't have to work a full-time job so that I could go be available for auditions. Back to when that's what the grind was.
Back in the day.
My best friend literally has an album in her phone of every job I've ever done.
So sweet.
The people in my life believe in me, and I almost wish, because I feel like a lot of really successful people say that like no one believed in them.
Yeah,
and
I wonder, have that.
Did we need more resistance?
I always had the mentality of like, I'm trying to prove everyone right.
Jami, that is exactly how I've felt going through my life is I'm trying to prove everybody right. And I'm trying to, because like so many people were like, waiting, oh yeah, you're going to be a star. It's just around the corner. And I was like, okay, here I go.
Dude, I remember
and I'm sitting here a decade fucking later like, okay, here I go.
Yeah. No, I'm like, when does this ride start? Here's where I will like bright side it a little bit. I mean, I'm down to like.
That is supposed to be the point of this podcast. So yes, please find the lemonade.
I'll make a little bit of lemonade here. I don't know why we haven't had the luck that we're looking for. And this goes for any career. I don't know why the luck hasn't struck yet, but I do think that like we get to make sense of it later. And it's an excruciatingly painful experience to sit in the middle where you don't get to make sense of it yet. And you just have to sit in the blank unknown.
Girl,
I mean, you know, it's a
preach.
comedy podcast until I get on my soapbox.
I am so glad that we're starting this podcast in the middle instead of just waiting around. Like, there's so much stuff in our life that we've both been like, oh, I'll wait until X, Y, or Z happens. I'll wait until I'm at this point in my career to do this or that. And being able to acknowledge that we don't know if or when that moment's ever going to come. Why am I stopping myself from living my life? Why was I stopping myself from moving back to Sacramento where my heart has wanted to be? Yeah. Why were you stopping yourself from going back to Chicago? Like,
low key, like, I don't even know if I wanted to come back to Chicago. I think I was just like, I gotta go somewhere else.
Gotta get out of here. What's your lemon of the week?
My lemon of the week is one of my favorite stories from when I was like 16 or 17, bringing us right back to aesthetics and beauty treatments and XYZ. I was babysitting my little cousins, who, by the way, were so fucking cute. Okay. Adorable. This was like before my nose job, right? Like I think I knew a thing about like a spray tan or two. I'm walking in with like my hair up, no makeup, like obviously sweatpants, like I'm babysitting, right? Like I'm not looking cute for you. So, and you're too, like, why would you? And she goes, can I tell you something? And I was like, yeah, girl, what's up? And she's like, you promise that you won't get mad.
Oh,
and
no.
I said, why would I get mad?
Kids are the worst, don't know. Kids just say their intrusive
just say
thoughts.
The intrusive one. And she goes, can you please wear makeup when you come and babysit us? And I said, what? She said, yeah, because you look ugly without makeup. And I said, oh, guess who's going to bed early?
Wait, is your entire career now because of what a 2-year-old said to you 14 years ago?
Oh, no. I was fucked from the jump. I was already comparing myself to my mom, who was like Stacy's mom, except Jamie's mom growing up. I was like, okay, bet. Well, I'm getting a nose job next year. Okay, so maybe that's why I don't get as affected by like the mean comments on my videos, because I'm like, my fucking 2-year-old cousin was commenting on Reddit. Like that was a live Reddit comment.
You can't hurt me. This 2-year-old already read me for filth. Kids are so fucking mean.
Yeah, brutal. I'm like, well, how you feel now? Okay, my entire career is about how I look, bitch. No, just kidding. Okay, give me lem.
Merch.
Give me 10.
Give me lem.
Give me 10. Give me lem.
Give me lem.
It's Melanie being like, give me 10. Give me 10.
My lemon of the week. There's confirmed lemonade at the end of this.
Okay.
I've been pretty bad at doing that, so
Same.
can confirm. It's got like a really satisfying ending. This is the story about my first network test. It's 2022. I'm in it. I'm in LA. I'm doing stand-up. I'm auditioning like crazy. I had just come home from a final callback on Broadway. Like, I am riding a high, okay? And I get this audition for a series regular on a Disney Plus show. And for the listener, if you're not like an industry slut like we are, you'll like send in your first read. For series regular, you're almost always going to get a callback. Sometimes you get 2 or 3 callbacks. Sometimes there's a chem read, whatever. Like, that part is sort of like not really super defined.
There's many steps before the network test, which is basically like the final boss.
Yeah. So that everyone who's creatively making the show has decided that they want you and like maybe one or 2 other people to be the choices for this role. Like, usually you'll like go somewhere and like audition for them, and that person picks between those like top 3 choices, and that's the person who gets the role. It's a whole rigmarole. I sent in my self-tape audition. I get a callback. My callback is a live Zoom. And then I get a call like a few days later that they're just using my video from that callback to send to the network test. So I didn't actually have to like go anywhere or like do anything else. Like, that second audition was serving as my network test.
Low-key, that's great.
Which is honestly kind of iconic. I will say the other network test that I did was just after my first tape. I didn't even have a callback.
Wow.
So it's like, when they want you, they want you.
Yeah.
I signed the contract. I think it was for like, I don't know, $25K an episode, maybe 30. That's the crazy thing about network tests, is that you have to like go over, your agent negotiates your rate and you sign the contract before you officially test, so that they can't pretty much be like, we want you, and then you come back and ask for more money. So I signed a contract for a series regular role. I'm like, my dreams are about to come true. Everything I've ever worked for, this is the moment. They're like, okay, the next day is when you're going to find out. So keep your phone on loud. So this next day, I'm at work at the Yard House. I am a server at Yard House, fucking hating my life. And I remember I walked in that day. I told my boyfriend, now fiance, I was like, I just know I'm going to get this call while I'm at work. And I was so miserable at my job. If I get the job, I'm walking out the door. I'm not I'm going to just be like, hey, I just got my dream job. I quit. I'm out. Like, I was so ready. And so I'm waiting a table. I'm literally at a table, like taking their order, and I feel my phone buzz. And I was like, oh my God, you know what? I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. I sprint to the bathroom. Nobody's in the bathroom. I put my speaker on loud.
Oh, I can't.
My agent goes, hey, Brittany, I'm just going to rip off the Band-Aid. They went a different way. Also, mind you, this was the first time that, like, my agent even, like, said that. I had not heard those words. I was like, what does that mean?
Oh.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, right. Okay.
I was the different way, like, with the role? Like, do they want her to be different? He's like, you didn't book it. It went to somebody else.
What did you
And I'm
feel?
Like in the bathroom of a Yard House with like Summer of 65 blasting in my fucking ears. Like, and he was like, you know, they really, really liked you, blah, 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 but like, you know, it just didn't go your way. And he's like, he makes these calls all the time. This is like just any other day to him. Yeah. For me, I thought this was going to be the day that my life changed and that I got everything that I wanted finally. Also, mind you, I had less than $4 to my name. So like $25K an episode, like everything was going to change with this phone call. I was like, okay, thank you. And I like hang up and I'm just like standing alone in the bathroom of this Yard House. And I have to go back to my tables. I have to go back out and sling ranch. I like walk out of the bathroom. The table's like waving me down. I was like, 1 second. And so, like, if you're out dining in Los Angeles, like be really gentle with your servers.
Because yeah, they might be getting the call of a lifetime and like not in a good way.
I go back to the back and I see my manager. I was like, can I take a 10?
Wait, 10? 10 minutes?
10 minutes. Like,
so it's like, give me 10.
Break.
Okay, literally, you had your give me 10. That's what she meant. Give me 10. And the universe said, I'll give you lem.
I'm literally in this man's arms weeping, Jami. Like my body's like sagging, and this just like fucking bald middle manager that I hate is just like holding me up. Like it was so sad. Like I can genuinely say, like I get emotional even thinking about it. Like the hope that I had in that moment getting like stomped out that quickly. So I go to my car, I'm like scream weeping. I'm like, because also in those moments, like, it's like I came so close to it finally fucking happening. And now I just have to hope that I'll even get another series regular audition, that it will be as right for me as this one was, that I'll get as close ever again. And it's like, oh, everything's just gone in this moment. It was just like so sad. Cut to. So here's the lemonade.
Okay.
Cut to, I think it was like 2 years later. You and me and Aparna went out to lunch. Do you remember this? This was the last time that we went out to lunch, like just before you left. You, me, and Aparna went out to lunch, like North Hollywood or something. I don't even know. Yeah. My life at this point is like fine. Like I was in a good place. And I look up at our server and I was like, why do you look so familiar? I was like, do I know you from something? Which like normally like I wouldn't say because it's like, it's LA. Like they're probably like an actor or something. But like, I was like, no. Like, have we met in like an acting class or something? Or like, I'm so sorry, but like, are you an actor? And she was like, oh, well, I was on this like Disney Plus show. And I was like, wait. I network tested to be your like co-star. And she was like, oh yeah, like it didn't get picked up for season 2 and now I'm a server again.
Oh my God. Dude, so, that's the most lemonade of all lemonades. Wow.
And I want to be clear, like the lemonade was like for me realizing my entire life I have wanted this one thing. And I was so firmly believing that once I got it, everything would be fine. That it would change my life and that my life would be changed forever. Like it was just a wake up call. Just realizing like the importance of longevity post booking. Yeah. And the importance of living a good life. Not saying that she wasn't, but like the importance of living a good life because getting your dream might actually just be one moment in time. Or just because you get the call and it's a yes doesn't mean that this is going to be your life for forever. Like it really like changed my life in a way of like I need to take care of myself. And I shit you not. And that was the summer I quit my serving job. And I like have this job now that's like genuinely changed my life. And like I get to do content, I get to do social, I get to work from home, and it's like amazing in addition to like auditioning. And like it was just such a wake-up call, and I feel like that was the lemonade. It doesn't mean that we want our dreams any less. It just means that we like can see the full picture. Let acting be the cherry on top of an already good life.
Yeah.
Love you.
Okay, I love you so much. We'll see you next week.
Love you, bye.